somebody commented. They said it was a countertop video I just posted, and they said I see the good old boy there is packing. What is that job in the ghetto or something? Talking about Troy carrying a gun.
Troy carrying a gun. They saw that in the video?
Yeah, yeah.
What kind of cruise are you running, Tim?
I know. He doesn't usually carry a gun, but he was polishing out there in the shed out there, and in our shop's not in the nicest of places. You know, a lot of strangers walk by, and so he was alone. So he decided to carry a gun in his belt.
Could that be our slogan?
What's that?
We come a packing.
I guess it could be. Slogans are usually supposed to be something positive.
We bring the heat.
We bring the heat. That's true. That could be like double entendre. You get the lingo of heat. You know, we bring the heat. Like kids say that. You know.
Yeah.
Meaning be aggressive, but we literally mean we bring a gun.
Hey, I'm Tim C.
Hey, I'm Landon Blank.
You're listening to Hacking Concrete.
I can't believe I was even doing it. Like, it was like shocking.
After all this time, you're in there begging for work.
Yeah.
So what were you doing this morning?
This morning, I was at a business networking group.
B&I.
Not that one.
Oh,
similar.
Okay.
Same deal.
When I met Landon, he was well, not when I met Landon. When I know him from childhood, but when we first started doing business stuff together, he had a landscaping company, and that was like your primary source of jobs was the B&I group.
And I remember back then, looking back to what like what we do now is this kind of what the polishing side is this large commercial aspect.
Yeah.
And we're slam packed busy, right? We just are so busy,
but not happy.
But yeah, not happy. but I remember being back in the day, like, man, I'm getting all this residential work, and through the residential came some commercial. But I remember looking back at companies like, how are they getting all that work in that new construction? They're doing all that, and now it's the exact opposite.
Yeah. Oh, it's the opposite for you now. Because you used to. I think it's how a lot of our of other contractors are. They have plenty of residential work, and they want to get into commercial work.
Yeah, yeah. So the funny thing is now, Tim and I. This morning I went and I told them what we do. Blah blah blah.
Did you stand up?
I stood up, and at the end of it,
Hi, my name is Landon.
Hi, my name is Landon. And at the end of it, they're like, "What kind of referrals would you like?" And I said, "Residential garages." And it's so funny when I say that. We're literally on 50,000 square feet right now of polishing.
Yeah.
And it's just, and I'm not saying that being dumb. I'm just saying like it's so strange how, but yet it's important. Those small marketing groups are huge.
They are
for residential.
Yep. But it's just not fun.
It's not fun. It's good. It's good. It's good to know people in the community. That's always better. Yeah. But I don't know.
So what's your pitch? What'd you say?
Well, my old pitch used to be don't get caught with your plants down.
He's a landscaping company.
And it's funny. Every one of those had a pitch today. Everybody had a pitch, and I didn't have a pitch.
Oh, yeah.
So I was thinking, what is our pitch?
I don't know.
We make concrete beautiful.
Well, that's what's on the van.
But what's the pitch?
Concrete's hard. Epoxy is sticky.
Yeah, that's a good one. Concrete's hard.
Yeah.
And it's like, what the other guy says easy money, right?
Yeah, the easy money guy. Yep.
Or we could say if you don't choose concrete, it's your own asphalt, like another guy here in town.
Another guy says that. We don't have a catchphrase.
We don't.
Don't get caught with your plants down.
Yep. That was a long time ago. But anyway, it was just weird. It was surreal to feeling like back in the day, it was so crucial. Now we have a loaded up books. But yet I found myself back 15 years later in the same position.
Yeah, because we just got paid yesterday for a job, and we invoiced for today is like October the 19th. Mm-hmm. We invoiced for the job on July the 15th.
Right.
So over 90 days, we just got paid for it.
Yep.
So we just kind of are tired of that.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean it's not going to be in our future.
No, I know. I mean, we can't stop doing that.
Mm-hmm. We can't.
We talked about that last time.
Yeah, you can't.
We didn't want to do that hotel, and it was great. It turned out to be great.
Right.
It was actually the best project of the summer.
Mm-hmm.
So we can't say no to that stuff just because we're worried about getting paid 90 days later.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Some in between though. We're shooting for the in between on this one.
True.
And that's why you went to the B&I.
True. Yeah. And it is a good.
What does B&I stand for? Business
Business Networking Incorporated. This is different,
It's I know it's different,
but it's the same process to where essentially, if no one's done it, you have only your profession in there. So there's no other concrete people. You move around, you introduce yourself for 30 seconds, and then every week you have a speaker. Someone speaks.
You didn't
So it's a
speak
good-
today, did you?
No, a little bit. But it's just good for a local to get into your local community that way.
Yeah. How many people were there?
Probably 10.
Okay. I guess that multiplies out though. If you do that a couple times, a couple different groups, you really could do well.
Yeah, you could really do it with a couple different groups. Yep.
Yeah.
I don't know where we're headed with this.
Well, it's just weird though, because after like 20 some years of doing this, we don't really go out. We don't really like pitch ourselves anymore.
No, we don't. And that's why I almost did not go. I called you before I went. I was like, do we really need to do this? I mean, we're busy. The books are filled. But is there something to always, and that's, I think, where you and I don't do the best at.
Yeah.
Maybe we do.
We don't do the best at much of anything.
That too. That could be a slogan.
Yeah.
We're really not good at anything. But the
Decidedly average.
incredibly average. But to constantly be putting yourself out there in the community is important.
I guess.
Constant, you know.
No, I know it. That definitely is. I'm spoiled. The boom that started however many years ago, 10 years ago, still going. We're spoiled. And as we're going to come out of that eventually, at some point, I don't know when. At some point, we're going to have to learn how to do that again.
Well, and that's what you and I have said. And then when we started talking about that, it's like, look, if a dip happens, let's get ahead of the dip and let's start doing things that we haven't been doing.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I guess, yeah. We're just trying to like, at some point when right now people are searching, they're going on the internet and they search for what they want. And I think that the idea is that that number of people is going to keep getting smaller and smaller if a recession happens. So now we have to switch over to that other type of marketing, which is that we're trying to put ourselves in front of people and hopefully they'll be like, oh, I do need that, instead of searching for us. So it's a different like perspective on what we've ever done before, basically. So I think that we're just trying to figure out what that means for us, for like how do we without sounding like a used car salesman or without pitching ourselves everywhere we go, how do we put ourselves in front of people who might need what we do, but aren't necessarily looking for it?
Well, so we've been doing this for a long time. We have essentially, we should have had the market, right?
Right.
However, I have had several people within the past 6 months come to me and say, do you do this? Because I know this company does this. And immediately I'm thinking, well, how in the world do you not know that we do this?
Yeah.
Because decorative concrete is it's around a lot.
Yeah.
And it kind of made me think maybe we're not doing something we need to be doing.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's why you went.
And I think a lot of that is Facebook.
Yeah.
We don't.
I don't know. I don't understand Facebook.
And because a lot of times our Facebook ads, we feel like we're just running around for 50 square feet.
Yep.
And we're not getting any work and we're, you know?
Yeah. I mean, that's, other friends of mine are doing a ton of Facebook ads and they said the same thing. They say that, Blake Epoxy, I don't know the number he says exactly, but it's something like 1 out of 10 converts or something like that with his Facebook leads. Whereas the organic ones are way higher. It's like 1 out of 2 or 3.
Right.
And ours are like that too. 1 out of 2 or 3.
Yep.
So it's just hard. Just if you don't have a salesman, and you and I we try to like not be on the job all the time, but we're on the job enough to where it makes it really hard to do more than 2 or 3, 4 estimates a week.
It is
in person.
It is.
So to switch to that though, I don't know how we find the time.
But my question to you is, are the Facebook ads, are people becoming more visible because of that alone? Maybe even if they're not going on estimates or whatever. I don't know.
Well, they must be. Yeah, they must be. Just the name. If you see somebody's ad every time you're on Facebook, even if you don't need what they do, you remember it.
Sure.
Mm-hmm. And that's what I was at a dinner for my kid's school thing, and somebody at the table was like, "This other guy does what you do." And why would she know that? She's not searching for epoxy stuff,
right?
But she knew because she knew him, just an acquaintance, And because of that, she recognized the ad, and now she knows that he does that.
Yeah.
So I guess that shows you that we should be doing it.
Yeah. Right. And what's funny is we beat ourselves up a lot on this show, but honestly, this is something, not patting backs, but we've gotten a lot of awards for projects we've done.
Yeah.
And it's like, it blows my mind that we're not even in the conversation locally.
Yeah.
Because it should be like a no-brainer.
It should be. It's such a small town.
These guys do this, and they've been awarded by their peers or whatever.
Been around for 20 years.
It should be a no-brainer.
It should be. Price is basically the same all the time.
Right.
It should be a no-brainer, but we're failing somewhere.
So where's that gap that's just...
We're failing somewhere in explaining that to people or getting them to comprehend that. Because it makes sense if you're hiring somebody, if you're completely not emotionally attached to something at all, and you have company A that's 5 years and that's it, and then company B that's 20 some years and has won all these industry recognized awards and stuff.
It's a no-brainer.
It is. But somehow we aren't conveying that well enough.
Right. Right.
Which is why we are working with Danny now.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. To help out with that.
Yeah. I guess Danny's going to do a tip again. Should we play that here?
Let's go.
Hey there, Decorative Concrete Contractor. Danny with Concrete Marketing Crew here for another marketing tip to help you land more clients. So check this out. Today's tip is to help you land more clients and build the confidence during the estimating phase. So if you're going out to a prospect's home and you're going to be doing an estimate, taking measurements, presenting a proposal, this is a time to build trust. And what a better way to build trust than actually sending a selfie video before you show up on their home. Now, you could do this the day off or the day before. I recommend if you're at a specific job site or work site that's similar to what you're about to go and estimate, go ahead and just take out your phone and say, hey, Mrs. Johnson, I see that I'm going to be seeing you later on at 1 p.m. today, but check out this project. We're just wrapping up here. Thinking of you. I'll see you at 1. Let me know if you have any questions. Boom. You send that video out. And you do that every single time you have to go and give out an estimate and watch how prospects welcome you into their home. Now, if you've already given estimates, now it's time to follow up. And what you do is the following. You take out your phone and do another selfie video and say, hey, Mrs. Johnson, was thinking about you and your project. Check out how beautiful this backyard or this patio or this driveway or this garage floor came out. Was thinking about you. Looking forward to get started on your project. Let me know if you have any questions in the meantime. Boom, hit send and see what happens to your bank account. My friends, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. Danny at concretemarketingcrew.com. Take care.
And just to hit on that again, like that is a guaranteed. If someone does that, and yeah, it's just that connection.
Just that little stuff. Yeah. Little
Right.
stuff builds a connection. That's like a shortcut to YouTube, because that's a big reason why I do YouTube, is because when I go on estimates, like I did one today, and the guy recognized me and he knew me before I got there.
Yes.
That's a shortcut for all the work that it takes for YouTube if you started doing that.
Yeah. Now we've noticed recently that probably within the last 6 months that you have really been getting a lot of leads from YouTube.
Yeah, but they're all over the country.
Yeah. Yeah. But a lot of them locally is like
Yeah.
a no-brainer. But how long did that take to get going?
I mean, that's been 3 years.
3 years.
3
And it's
years
just-
of at least once a month posting. And it takes me, I think I put about 20 man hours in every video.
Right.
That's what I figured out. And so it's a lot of work.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, it's starting to pay off though, for sure.
But it took that long.
It did. Yeah,
It's like growing and watering a plant.
it is. But even the estimate I was on today though, they told me they already had a couple of estimates and they still wanted me to come out. And they
Did you go on this one?
I went on it. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So
So how did it go?
it went great. I went out there and they knew me when I walked up. We're already friendly, and it's just so easy to sell the job. That was because they knew me from YouTube, but I think Danny's thing accomplishes similar results. If you send videos to people before you get out there.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So part of me wonders if because we were in such a boom,
Mm-hmm.
and maybe markets are just like ours are still rocking, but maybe because we were in such a boom, it gave us an opportunity to not do those things. It was like we were just sending out bids, sending out quotes, and boom, boom, boom. People were selling cars, people selling houses. And now maybe we shift into a
little more work.
We have that included, but we're also going old school, like joining the local networking groups,
Yeah. We probably are going to have to go on more estimates in person.
hand to hand, which is, hey, we just adapt, if we have to do it, we have to do it. But
Just it's hard to. We're trying to find a way to convey, who we are and what we do in a way that's like without being overly salesy, but also it recognizes that we've been doing this for a really long time and we have some really good credentials.
That's right.
There's a reason to hire us. So we're working our way through that. But I think it's important though. I've been talking to a couple other contractors just that I text back and forth with, and I'm just kind of searching for that way, how to get that conveyed to people. So people are always asking me on Instagram, like the number one most requested question is, how do you get work? Like I get it just nonstop. And it's just such a complicated answer.
It is.
It used to be so simple. It used to be just, we worked really hard on the website. We got to be number one on Google and leads come through and we get the jobs. It used to be so simple. And it's kind of going away from that. And I think it's a combination of maybe a little bit of a recession, but it's also a lot of that name recognition thing that you were talking about.
Can we also say this, if you think we should put this in here? How Danny said the change of the market is because of what they're what people outside of the industry realized this could be a money-making opportunity. And instead of kind of your mom and pop guys starting a business and doing it, now it's people that have ran other businesses and they're coming into the market heavy.
Oh yeah. On the garage floor stuff, especially.
Yeah. And so what do you think about that? Like what is it?
It's definitely happening. Don't you think?
Yeah.
It's just like franchises are popping up left and right. Garage floor franchises. The estimate this morning, the other bids were from a franchise out of Roanoke and one out of Blacksburg, which is, pretty far from here. They were franchises though. They were like garage companies that sell garage floors and cabinets and all this stuff. It's just some box, store bought thing that these people bought and they're doing it now. That's definitely, it's weird that it's kind of like you've said before that what we do is kind of like the Wild Wild West. We're just making up our own way. And now people are like packaging up.
They're getting buttoned up.
Yeah, they are.
And so another reason why Danny's been big for us to, gear us in different directions as well. And
yeah, we just kind of do stuff the way we've always done it. And it's nice to have Danny because he's used to buttoning those people up.
Right.
He's kind of doing that for us a little bit.
But it's like stuff we see around so much, the yard signs, constant yard signs.
They're on every corner.
It's for when you're creating trash in the community.
It's all garbage.
And it's just everywhere.
Yeah. I just can't do that stuff.
And it's like, I'm sorry, I'm drawing the line.
Yeah, I'm not doing it.
And
Lowe's has like, 2 or 3 epoxy floor companies at the front, a little yard sign stuck out there, 2 or 3 concrete finishers. There's always like 10 roofing companies.
But I know it works. I guarantee you it works.
I know it does. I'm sure it does.
But I'm just not acting like we're above it. It just seems like...
Well, we are above littering.
Yeah. In a community aspect, I'd rather us be built differently than... Now, it's different when we're working on a job. Sure, put a yard sale sign out there. Yeah. Hey, new epoxy floor.
Right.
New polished concrete. But this stuff of every corner... Yeah. I'm dropping my kids off at school and I'm dropping them off beside an epoxy garage floor sign.
Yeah.
It's like...
I live on a corner, empty corner lot, and I'm next door. And every 2 or 3 weeks, I go and get the pressure washer and the epoxy sign off the corner because I don't like to see an ad as I pull into my house every day.
That's right.
I literally the second they put it up, I pull over and get it and throw it away.
There's no way it doesn't work. So I think we're getting beat there, but it may be one of those things where you just say, hey, we'll get beat there.
I think it is. We have to like go this new like packaged up business system that people are doing. We need to kind of take some of their ideas, but also like keep our local homegrown personality in it too.
Right. And you said this, we have always been, our mentality is always good old boy type of deal. Like we're going to do to you what you want. It's a reciprocating process.
What we want. Yeah.
And so to us to be like, it's not in our nature necessarily to be like, and I don't want to offend anybody, please, if you're like this, you're better at marketing than I am. But that car salesman running out, you pull into the lot and you get ran out, they're knocking on your window type of deal. But it works.
It works for some people. Some people really turn off by it, and those are the ones that I want to market to.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. That's right. Okay, well, there you go.
We've been kind of experimenting with a few other things too. We always Landon said this off camera a minute ago. We don't like to we think it's funny to tell you about like all our mistakes. We actually do some stuff that we are pretty proud of.
Yeah.
And not proud of, but we actually do some stuff that turns out to be pretty smart. Something I've been working on is just following up with people. Automations I've set in my email where like I'm just automatically emailing people like the day after I send a bid, they'll get another one that looks like it's written for me, or they'll get an automated text. I'm forever getting phone calls and they're like, "You just texted me." I'm like, "Oh, I did." Oh, that's right.
That's right.
Sorry. But I mean, there's stuff like that it's not that complicated to set up that makes us more like those big companies. But, you know, I'm sure that other people, these guys that are the yard sign people in every corner, I'm sure they have automated stuff for everything, and that they're sending out a text that might say something like, your garage is perfect for a epoxy floor, you know, just like this really generic thing. So we're just an example. This is just an example of how we're trying to keep our personality in our marketing. Maybe like our automations are more of like, hey, thanks for meeting me yesterday. Is there anything else I can help you with?
Yes.
Or, you know what I mean? Just
That's
something
so
like
easy.
plain language, simple stuff, not like this big sales pitch with a link to this.
Right.
Whatever.
And that's where or that thing like Danny said.
Yeah. Like Danny said with that text, the video text, like stuff like that. I think that's the way we have to go.
Yeah. Right. To fit our personality or whatever. Because every business has a personality too.
It's like the, I always think of like the Monster Jam commercial. The Monster Jam. Sunday.
Sunday.
Or the John Cena thing. The John Cena Super Slam. Like the really loud commercial. That's kind of that's what I equate those yard sign businesses. They're doing that same kind of thing. That may as well be the same thing.
Right.
To me.
Right.
And I hope other people feel that way. So I guess that's enough for us to talk about marketing, but I had one thing written down. I don't feel like we have a good close.
Okay.
But I have one thing written down. Maybe we should start doing this. Maybe at the end of every episode, we'll like pose a question and try to answer it.
Okay.
So I have this question. What's one thing I'm doing wrong that I know I'm doing wrong that I could fix and I would fix?
Not maintaining equipment like it should be equipped, like it should be done.
Yeah. How do we do that? Just some sort of program? Well,
Ben and I were talking about that. And it's like, how do we do that after? Because let's just say you get to be finished up a little bit on Friday. You're jam-packed. You're tired.
yeah.
It has to be set apart. Has to be set aside because
Almost
it's
like you gotta
killing.
pull a machine out of rotation every.
Pull it out of rotation because it does nothing but kill your day because it's going to break.
Yeah. So for me, I would say, and it's been a long going topic on this show, but I need to learn to say no to people.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's just like, you do concrete? Oh, can you do this? And I'm like, well, yeah, I can. And then I'm in.
Perfect example of that for me. A lot of times people ask me about countertops, and I know you don't want to do them really anymore.
Yeah. No.
But
Well,
yet,
I mean, I don't mind. I just don't know anywhere to do it. You do it at your place.
yeah. But yet, it's like, yeah, you kind of drug in, and then all of a sudden you're part of a process. Maybe it lasts 2 weeks that you know you're not going to do.
Yeah.
But yet you should have just said, I don't know.
I thought of this the other day when people ask, they say, could you do this? I need to rephrase that in my mind when they say, can you do this? To would you do this?
Right. Would you do this?
And then I need to answer it that way. Because we can do anything.
Right.
We can do a lot of things, but I don't necessarily think that we should do a lot of things.
You know, and I always listen to some books, and one of the topics was something in there was just, hey, always say yes.
Yeah.
So could you say yes, but we can't get to that for 3 months, or
Yeah.
it's
I know. I guess that's true. If you start off by saying yes, you don't feel like it's so negative.
yeah. It's just I'll always be positive because we could do it, but
That really is the problem that I have. People ask me if I can do countertops, and I usually just shoot it down right away. I'm like, no, because we don't have anywhere to do it, and I don't want to do them. But I have a hard time saying that. It would actually be a lot easier if I would say, yeah, we could, but we just can't anytime soon.
So just yes to everything because we could do anything,
Yeah.
but
But on the other hand, I told somebody no that we couldn't get to their job in time 6 months ago, and they emailed me just recently. They're like, so when can you get to it now? I'm like, well, I can't for 6 months. So then they called.
it's been 6 months.
Yeah, then they called and they're like, what does it take to get on your schedule?
Oh wow, I
And I'm
love that. Well, you know, that's to me that's pretty cool.
It is, but I wanted to be like, well, you're missing the point. I don't want to do that.
They see value in what you do.